We finally have some new Attack on Titan. Bad Boy is a short one-shot about Levi Ackerman by Isayama that was released in Japan yesterday. And thanks to Twitter, specifically Morgan L. Reimer, we have access to a translation already. Now, I will say, I'm unsure of how accurate the translation is myself, but it seems pretty solid. Spoilers ahead for anyone who wants to read it themselves. But let's recap. We start with a scene of Levi as a child, sitting with his mom and drinking tea, looking out into the underground city. This calm scene is quickly interrupted by a scene of young Levi getting beaten up by a group of people. The group is aware that Levi is Kenny's kid and they could get in trouble for doing this to him. They're hoping to get rid of him by feeding him to the pigs so that they aren't discovered by Kenny. Levi asks his attackers to give back the item that belonged to his mother. He's told the item was pawned and no longer belongs to his mother. The attackers then begin discussing the ideas of selling him, saying he could likely do the same job that his mother did. Levi yells and fights back, only to be pummeled into the ground and brutally beat. The other attackers look away as the beating gets more extreme. As he's getting beat, Levi thinks to himself about knowing how reckless he was, about knowing he wouldn't be able to get back his mother's belongings, that he just wanted to rebel and spit on the shitty world. This scene actually reminds me a lot of Eren at the end of the show. I think there's a bit of a parallel drawn here, especially considering this is Levi's thoughts as a child. And like I was conveying in the last AOT video, Eren was stuck in the feelings that he also had as a child. At his worst moment, Levi finally awakens. Similar to the moment when Mikasa's awakened, with his back against the wall, cornered on the brink of death, his survival instinct kicks in, he stands up and tears off the face of his attacker. This part was so cold. It's just like the savage Levi that we always have known. Holding a chunk of the attacker's face, the rest of the group takes notice. But obviously, not being at the same caliber, Levi brutally dismantles the entire group faster than they're able to comprehend. Following his instincts until there's only one member left, who's basically begging for his life. And of course, Levi throws him off a cliff. The chapter begins coming to a close with Levi reminiscing about still having the memory of his mother, the frame of a teacup showing. He makes and pours himself a cup, sits down, and stares blankly into the steaming liquid. The scene of him with his mother from the beginning of the chapter appears, and following it, the exact same scene, but without his mother. Levi is alone. The scene is darker, more depressing, and filled with dismay. Levi lifts the glass to take a sip, but before it touches his lips, the handle of the cup snaps and everything falls to the floor. The last memory of his mother, the teacup, shatters. We then cut to Levi on the surface, presumably with friends who've asked him why he holds his cup so weird. He says, "Since then, I vowed to never hold the handle of a cup ever again." His friends are in tears, apologizing for making fun of him, and the chapter ends. It's been a few months since the finale, and now we know the backstory behind why Levi holds his cup so weird. It's definitely not the story I expected, but it's a short, sweet, and beautifully delicate detail to add. It's a nice, subtle aspect of the show that maybe we all questioned at one point, but chalked up to just some random character trait with no real purpose behind it. We could have gone forever without knowing if there was even a purpose behind it, but I kind of like the blank that was filled in here. It fits Levi as a person, and it makes those small moments during any rewatch or reread mean a heck of a lot more. If you have read the chapter yourself, what do you think? Or if this is your first time hearing about it, still, what do you think? Comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and are subscribed to the channel. I got a lot of videos in the pipeline for you. I just wanted to rush this one out because I love the story. Thanks again for watching and stay tuned for all things anime and awesome. Please subscribe.